Kevin, can you just kind of talk about what it's like when you're on the floor and everybody around you is a threat to score, like we saw tonight? Just to let you guys we're firing all cylinders. What's that like out there on the floor?
Man, it's it's great to have so many guys that can penetrate and create for others and create for themselves. And it makes us less predictable. It makes the defense have to focus on every player, obviously, on the floor. But, your defense is good when you get the key on one or two guys to handle the ball all game. So when you got 4 or 5 guys that can move and play off the ball, play on the ball, I think that makes us less predictable on the offensive side.
Back to you, Christian.
Just can you talk about what you thought about the way this team performed tonight against the Celtics team that, I'm saying, obviously they didn't have Kemba, but when you look at Jason Tatum, you look at Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, this is a team of guys who have been playoff tested, right? So what do you just make of the way that your team was able to come out and compete against them?
I feel like it was a good another good day for us. I think everybody around the league is still shaking the rust off and trying to adapt to this new season and new circumstances. So we definitely gonna pull some things away from this game, but we gotta get rid of it, and get ready for the next one so fast. So we want to build on some of the good things we did, but we also know that it's a long season ahead, and this is not the end for us. So we just gotta keep pushing.
Back to you again, Christian.
I mean, they're gonna let me keep asking. We saw you with the hezzy up a couple times. That's kind of one of your trademark moves. Do you feel like you're pretty much there in terms of where you were before your injury and where you are now, just in terms of like feeling in your body and just catching the rhythm again?
Nah, I feel like that's gonna come over time. I was out for 18 months not playing an NBA game, not playing against that physicality and speed of the game. So it's going to take me some time to get my feet up under me, get my legs right. But having a team like we have, those guys have been supporting me every time I step on the floor, trying to put me in great positions to be successful. And we're just playing off of each other. So if we continue to do that, then, this will be a smooth ride for me as I get back into the swing of things.
Christian, you again, you're still the only one here right now.
I could do this all day. Joe, just in terms of the shots that he was able to take and make today, degree of difficulty, just pulling up from deep in transition, just what is having a shooter like him allow the rest of the offense to do out there, especially when he's hitting the way he was hitting today?
Yeah, when you can have a guy that can create offense for you, before we even draw plays, before we even cross half court, it feels like, it's always good to get some early offense. And Joe is great at, when guys are trying back, transitioning to the other end of the basket, the other side of the floor, he's sprinting, trying to find an open area, trying to get a good shot. So, we just need him to, some of those shots that he's took tonight, we're going to need him to take more of those, like those tough, quick catch and shoot threes, that might throw the defense off balance a bit. And, sometimes he might miss some of those shots that may look like bad ones, but, we need him to continue to get those up and build that confidence because, when we want to win big games, we're going to need Joe to hit some of those big shots.
Next question goes to Tim Bontemps with ESPN.
Hey, Kevin. I know the real games don't start till next week, but you look at least back to normal as much as possible from the vantage point of people watching. How has it felt these first couple games, and do you feel ready for next week?
I have no choice but to be ready. But I feel all right. I feel like I'll get better with more and more reps, especially with regular season intensity. And then, obviously to start the season, every team is going to be playing extremely hard, So I want to, see if how I can get through that first stretch and then throughout the middle of the season and then play towards the back. So I'm just looking at it in small intervals like that and taking it really a possession at a time, trying to keep growing individually. Our team is doing a great job every day. Coach is doing a great job every day of, hammering home the principles to us. But me individually, I think I continue to just keep getting better each day.
How do you feel physically? Because it looks like you're moving around like you were before. Like it doesn't even look like you miss any time.
Yeah, I feel solid. I feel like I definitely can get better. I feel like it's just good to be back out on the floor again, healthy and moving around again. So, but I got high expectations for myself. I hold myself to to a high standard, and and I feel like I got a long ways to go.
Next question goes to Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Kevin, forgive me if you're ready to ask this. You had Karras come off the bench tonight, give you guys 18. Just would you see out of him, and what kind of threat does that give you guys, having a guy like him as a six-man role instead of as a starter?
It gives a huge spark off the bench. I mean, Karras can score as fast as anybody. He can play off the ball and shoot the three. But I think for us, when he comes in and handles the rock with me and Kyrie out on the floor, that's going to open the floor for him so much more, and we're going to need him to be aggressive. Especially coming off that bench and commanding the second unit. So it's good for him to get back out on the floor after missing that first preseason game and a couple of days of practice. So hopefully he just keep getting better and more comfortable in that role.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
KD, did going on the road, even under these circumstances, give you some sort of semblance of normalcy, or did it just feel weird because you're thrown in with all these protocols and differences and no fans?
Most definitely, it felt like some normalcy. I mean, traveling across the country, around the country for the last 13 years playing basketball, I definitely missed that part of it, and that camaraderie piece of being on the bus and the plane with your teammates and shooting around meeting rooms and all that stuff. So it was good to get back into that routine, but it's definitely looking forward to being back home.
And last question, Tom Dowd with BrooklynNets.com.
Hey, Kevin, with this kind of limited camp, Steve has said he hasn't installed a whole lot. But you guys have looked, terrific offensively. How much is that you guys just, relying on your instinct and experience and feel? And did you expect the offense to be this effective so quickly?
Yeah, I feel like Coach D'Antoni, Steve, and Ime, guys who been talking to us a lot about the offensive side of the ball, kind of gave us a blank canvas and let us create the way we want to create, from giving us a template of things to work out of, and guys are using their IQ and their instincts for the game to kind of make the right play. And like I said earlier, for example, Joe coming off of screens in transition and just sprinting up to the ball to shoot threes, and then Karras coming off the bench and providing a spark for us as a scorer. I mean, that little stuff is things that we just come out on the fly. And those guys, a lot of my teammates and I, have a high IQ for the game. So it's all about just playing off of that template.